Hey everybody, it's Tara Green here, and I'm talking about the Aries full moon at 6 degrees and no change. So here we are, September 29th. It's the Aries full moon. You can see the moon and the sun opposite each other. Okay, so Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. So this full moon, even though it's a completion, it's also a new start, new fired up energy. So Aries is the sign of the Big Bang. It's the sign of the warrior ruled by the planet Mars. So the position of the planet Mars is how this full moon is expressed. And here's Mars over here at 21 degrees of Libra, where it's weak. It is in Venus sign. Venus rules Libra. So Venus is also Mars is also conjunct the South Node, which means this is a time of releasing of old relationships. Remember, Mars is in Libra. Okay, Libra is all about us. It's all about coupling. It's all about social media and your social status, and Aries is all about me. Okay, so here's the battle, is kind of us versus them, which we see that dichotomy playing out in the world everywhere. Aries wants to go into battle, but Mars is weakened here. I mean, that's an old patriarchal meaning, I have to say. Libra is the ancient scales of justice. It is karmic, so we're releasing old karma around relationships, probably because Venus is just now retracing her retrograde path. Now, she did have her star point at 21 degrees of Leo, so she's just crossed that. Venus is also conjunct Juno, my favorite goddess. I'm writing a book about this. So both of them at the magic, master number 22 is also significant here. So Venus really is what's called the dispositor because she's the ruler of Mars. So Venus, again, we're going back, we're reviewing, we're using our feminine form of genius. Juno is not just the goddess of marriage and childbirth. The month of June is named after her honor. Again, she was married off to Jupiter over here at 14 degrees of Taurus. Now they are squaring off with each other. This is a big cosmic billiard parlor game here. So they're kind of squaring off each other, and of course Uranus and Venus are also squaring off. So things are predictable in terms of real estate, Taurus values, your heart, escalated heart issues, which you're seeing in the news as well, heart attacks, unfortunately. And Venus is also conjunct Lilith at the very last degree of Leo, which is connected to the fixed star Regulus, one of the 4 major archangel stars. The archangel Raphael, he is the emerald green ray of love. And so Lilith is very, very powerful there, connected to Venus and Juno. So this trinity, this holy trinity, I would say, lives in our hearts, lives in our wills, lives in our ability to be our own leaders, to be our own cheerleaders, to step up, to speak the truth. This is all about women's empowerment. And women really need to shine their feminine genius on all of the issues going on in the world. Lilith refuses to compromise, which is all about Libra. Mars is the compromiser. It is the go-between, the ambassador. The scales of justice are supposed to be fair. Now, but this is interesting because, of course, Juno, Venus, and Lilith are sextiling Mars and the South Node. So again, these are ancient battles between the masculine and the feminine, which we can see going on in the transgender community and things like that these days. And women really need to stand up for their rights as women, and because the feminine is the source of everything. The womb, the sacred womb, which is the cosmic womb, which is deep space, which is the magic void, which is the source of everything. Everybody's born of a woman. All right, now, so sexual politics, people are angry, people want to stand up, people aren't going to take it anymore. Remember, this is Aries, people are going to start to get mad, okay? They still want to use justice, which is a good thing, using the legal methods, but I would say that this deep feminine overall trinity here is very strong. Women need to get together, they need to join in their hearts, their will, their courage, their daring, and literally speak their truth. That is Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter, the truth teller in Taurus, the throat chakra. Okay, so the north node of the moon here at 24 degrees Aries is conjunct Chiron in Aries. Now, this is the wound. This is the problem, the issue with the masculine here in Venus's sign. So the masculine is trying to incorporate the feminine when it really needs to differentiate itself out, but in a more balanced way. Okay, North Node in Aries, so conjunct Eris exactly. Okay, Eris, who is Mars's sister. So again, we're still dealing with Martian issues here. Mars, battles, battle lines are being drawn. I keep thinking about that Buffalo Springfield song, something's happening here, but it isn't exactly clear. But Aries, she delights in just bloodshed, she likes to cause trouble. She's this Disturbia goddess, so there's a lot of that going on. So just the masculine poking at the feminine, poking at the rules, the values, just to make people mad. So people are being prodded, let's put it that way, into action. So what else have we got here? Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's at 26 Pisces, going retrograde, in conjunct Venus, Juno, and Lilith, and sextiling Pluto at 27, still retrograde, right on the U.S. original Pluto. This is still the delayed reaction of the U.S. first Pluto return. It is, in effect, it is dissolving reality. What is reality? What's an illusion? And again, women. The power of women to stay in their hearts, to be courageous, to championing their roles as the queens, as the queen bees. Okay, is what is the problem? Women need to do this now. Okay, Pluto in Capricorn is real, it's historical, it's traditional, it's in the body. Capricorn is traditionally the sign of the Great Mother, which is Saturn. And Saturn is over here at 1 degree. Pisces, largely opposite Lilith, partly opposite Venus there. So remembering our dreams, paying attention to our health, where do we put our compassion? This is Saturn and Pisces, compassion. And Lilith, Lilith is the vilified, the dark feminine, the first woman before Eve, and the patriarchy is Saturn. But if we go back to its original meaning as the Great Mother in Pisces, we all come from the cosmic womb, the great void of the feminine, the Great Mother, and that is what dark matter is, right? The dark goddess. So needing to bring her into our dreams, into our unconscious, into our meditations, into our reality. Okay. Psyche, the goddess that rules the soul. She's at 28 degrees, almost at the 29th degree of Scorpio. So Psyche, Pluto are sextile each other. Psyche rules psychology, the soul, and so does Pluto. Okay. So they are supporting each other, enhancing each other. You can see all of the planets are in sextiles here, 60 degrees apart. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Psyche, Mercury largely, but really to the ascendant here. Now this ascendant here is set for Washington, D.C. at 5:58 a.m. So in Washington, Mercury is sitting right on the ascendant. So our communications, Mercury's trining Uranus there, need to be open to new ideas, to changing things up, to radical invention. There will be radical movements, of course, and radical changes in values and money, real estate. That's happening, as we're speaking. Also food, it's the harvest time. What are we harvesting? We need to take accountability. The debt, which is Neptune and Pisces, the debt, Mercury and Neptune opposite each other, is up to like unaccountable trillions of dollars. It is unsubstantial. This is, you can't balance that. You can't balance the books. That's Libra. And so again, people have to use their critical thinking. This is common sense. This is Mercury in Virgo. Use your common sense. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe what you're told. There's a lot of brainwashing going on here. That's literally brainwashing. Mercury, the mind, the brain, consciousness, Neptune, washing right there. Okay. And they all focus at the bottom of the chart here. I didn't draw this in though, but the bottom of the chart here is 21 degrees of Sagittarius. This is about immigration, foreigners coming into the country. Elon Musk just went down to the border today and did an expose on that, on X. The midheaven here is Gemini. So again, talk about the ideas. Think about it. Think about things from both sides. Enough of this, them and us kind of thing, which is really that, Libra moon. So the moon is with the moods of the people. So people can be acting out. They could be very spontaneous. You have to watch out for accidents. This is also a full moon that can bring on a lot of earthquakes. Venus square Uranus is earthquakes, unexpected eruptions, breakdowns, breakthroughs of the earth. And it's fire. You're dealing with fire, so volcanic eruptions too can be very strong. Also solar eruptions, which are very strong these days. We're really quite getting bombarded with all of these EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, coronal mass injections from the sun, which, we're always being mutated by the sun. The real climate shift is created by the sun, going through a new solar cycle, going into what's called solar minimum, although it's not acting the way they're expecting, but the scientists don't really know that much about it, to tell you the truth. Now, there's also a nice water trine here. So Saturn and Pisces trining Vesta, the root word of investments, in Cancer. You need to invest in your own emotional well-being, your own emotional and spiritual well-being. You need to reflect on this full moon. It's good to be near water on this full moon, even though it's a fire moon. Reflection, family, what do you need to feel emotionally safe, food, home security, like your own home, okay? Am I feeling safe there? Do I have safe housing? I mean, that's a big issue these days. And then Ceres, the great mother here in Scorpio, really digging deep into your soul needs. This could be a great healing time of the old mother line, because we're all basically PTSD. That's also Mars, PTSD. Everybody's genetically carrying all the memories. This is the full moon. The memories of your mother and your grandmother. Everybody was formed as an egg cell in their grandmother's womb, and we have experienced everything she felt, but it doesn't stop there. We've experienced everything her grandmother felt, and her grandmother, and her grandmother, and her grandmother, and her grandmother, back through time. So we're all carrying all of these ancient wounds of the mother line, especially the matriarchy, being wounded by the patriarchy, and we need to really invest in women's protection of the womb, the home, the family, the children. This is essential for stability. That's Libra, okay? Everywhere. So going back to the ancient honoring of life and death and spirituality, and that there is no difference really between the dream and the real world. Okay, so Saturn and Pisces. So definitely pay attention to your dreams at this full moon. Neptune opposite Mercury. You should be able to get very clear details at this time. So before you go to sleep at night, on the full moon, you tell yourself, I will be awake in my dreams. I will remember my dreams. And keep at it. Keep doing it, because this aspect, while it's in effect for the next little while, is strong. It is powerful. Also pay attention to the stirrings in your heart and your willpower of Venus. What is your heart telling you to do? Listen to your heart. Mercury in Virgo is strong. It's in its own sign. But it's just an analyzing tool. It's not where we go to seek the answers. So listen to the depths of your soul. I think this is what's very important right now. Psyche, your psyche, psychology, Scorpio. This is where the communication is coming from. So it looks pretty complex. I know the inconjuncts here to Neptune and Pisces. Again, Venus, Juno, Lilith to Neptune and Pisces, and Mars, the ruler of this full moon and the south node, to Neptune and Pisces. So you need to tune in to your higher self, to your holy guardian angels. What are they telling you? Listen to the subtle messages, the clues. I've been getting little glimpses of it, here and there. I believe that there is signals that are coming in to disrupt things right now. You have to look at the craziness, the addictions, the denial that's going on in the mass media. That's also Mercury and Virgo. Look below the scenes, okay? Really invest in what makes you feel emotionally safe. Invest in your family. Invest in spiritual health. Saturn and Pisces in the 6th house in this chart is your spiritual health. Not just your financial health. That's important too. So, summing it up, it's a time for new beginnings, rebalancing karma, letting go, Mars and Libra, letting go of a lot of relationships that are not fulfilling you, and really being angry. When you need to be angry, speak up. Invest in your feelings. Speak up. The Sun in Libra, you want to be fair about it, but speak up. Light a spark. Start something new. I mean, it's a bit of an irony because a full moon is a completion stage, but think about, set the seeds, sow the seeds for what you want to bring forward in the next while. Now, be aware we are going into eclipse season. The October the 14th solar eclipse, new moon is at 21 degrees of Libra, which is where Mars is right now. So that's important to think about. Again, 2 weeks from now, where are we going to be on that solar eclipse where Mars is? So this is like really a seeding. And then 2 weeks after that, we're into a lunar eclipse, a full moon on October 28th at 5 degrees of Taurus. So think about all that. Do some offerings at this full moon. Again, it's like symbolically a new moon, a new beginning. We're just past kind of the balance in the year. You could still do another kind of Libra balancing ritual at this point too. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at tarottarot.com. Wishing you all the best blessings.